Alright guys, welcome to this lecture. We are going to be discussing the topic of control flows. Okay, let's get started. So the first function here, we have the main function, right? The entry point of the Kotlin program. And the first thing that we're gonna go over is the if-else statement. So the if-else statement is used to execute a block of code based on a condition, right? So if something, then for example, this will be printed, else something else will be printed. So if the condition is true, the code inside the if block is executed. So if this is true, so the number is, greater than 0, then this line will be printed, so positive number, right? If the condition is false, the code inside the else block is executed. So right here we have the else block. So if it's less than 0, right, it will print negative number. So this is just the basic if-else statement that is used to execute a block of code based on a condition. The next topic that we're going to go over is the if-else statement. This is used to check multiple conditions. It executes the first block of code where the condition is true. If no condition is true, the else block is executed, right? So if the temperature is above 30, right, it's going to print it's hot. If the temperature is below 0, it prints it's cold, right? If neither of these is true, it prints it's moderate, right? So we have the else if here, and it's called the if-else statement. I hope that makes sense. All right, so the next topic will be a when statement with multiple conditions, and this is used to check multiple conditions without specifying a variable, and it's more flexible than a standard when statement. So over here we just assign this variable score this value of 85. So when the score is greater or equal to 90, it's going to print excellent. When the score is in this range, actually this is a really good practice for ranges. So this is the how to know ranges. It's between 70 and 89, it's going to print good, right? So in this case, it would print good because it's 85 and that is between 70 and 89. But if it was less than 70, it would print needs improvement, right? So this is a when statement with multiple conditions. Next, we have the while loop, and this will repeat a block of code as long as the condition is true, and the condition is checked before each iteration. So we have the variable here, we have the loop variable I, we've assigned 1 to it. While 1 is, smaller or less than or equal to 5, it will print the number, and then it adds a number to the variable. So first it prints 1, then it adds 1, it's 2, it adds 1, it's 3, it adds 1, it's 4, it adds 1, it's 5, but then it's equal to 5, right? And then once it exceeds 5, so for example 6, it exits the variable. It exits the loop, right? And then it stops. After this, we will go over the do while loop. So this is similar to a while loop, but the condition is checked after the code block is executed. It ensures that the code block is executed at least once. So here we have this variable j, we've assigned 1 to it. We have do command, and then we're going to print the variable. We print 1, and we will add 1 to it. And again, this will print numbers from 1 to 5, but this loop just makes sure that the condition is checked after the code block is executed, and it actually ensures that the code block is executed at least once. Okay. Next, we have the for loop over an array, and this will iterate over each element in an array. So here we have this variable val, we've named it fruits. We have an array of fruits here, so apple, banana, cherry. And then we have this for loop, so for fruit in fruits. So fruit is just basically the loop variable. This could be I, right? You could rename this I, but for clarity's sake, we have put here fruit because they are pieces of fruit, right? But you could technically name this anything. But I recommend using like a clear variable name like fruit here. So for fruit in fruits, so this is the array fruits, and it will print each fruit in the array. Next, we have the for loop with down to. So we have the for loop here, and then we have I, which is the loop variable. Then we have 5 down to 1, so that will print these numbers in reverse order. Okay, so it prints a range of values in reverse order. So we'll print 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so down to refers to reverse order. So you can think of it like a countdown, right? You would count down like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the same logic here. The next topic that we're going to go over is the when statement. So the when statement is used to select one of many code blocks to execute, and each branch is checked in sequence until a match is found. All right, so we have this variable here called day. We've assigned 3 to it. Then we're going to check, okay, when day is 1, we're going to print this line Monday. 2, we're going to print Tuesday. 3, we're going to print Wednesday, right? Because it's 3 right here, this line will be printed. So in this case, it would print Wednesday, right? But if this was, let's say it was 8, it would go over all of these ones and then end up here in invalid day because it's not included here. And this logic applies to all the numbers. So if it's 1, it's going to print Monday, right? Okay, that's pretty straightforward. The next topic that we're going to go over is the nested if statement. So this is an if statement inside another if statement. As you can see here, it's nested inside, and it checks multiple levels of conditions, right? So here we have 2 variables. We have val A, we've assigned 5 to it. Then we have val B, we've assigned 10 to it. If the value A is less than B, and if A is greater than 0, we're going to print this line. A is positive and less than B. I suggest that you actually copy this code from the description below and just play around with it. You can change the conditions here in the if statements and the values here as well. Okay? Next, we're going to go over the break statement and the continue statement. First, we'll go over the break statement. So this exits the loop early and it stops the loop when a certain condition is met. So for k, which is the loop variable in this range of 1 to 10, if this loop variable k, for example, is equal to 5, it exits the loop, right? And then it prints the variable. So it will exit once this condition is met, right? And I recommend that you play around with this, copy paste it to your IDE, and yeah, just feel free to do that. Then we have the continue statement. And this skips the current iteration and moves to the next iteration of the loop, and it's useful for skipping certain values. So here we have the for loop, then we have the loop variable m. We just assigned this letter m to it in this range 1 to 5. If m equals 3, or is equal to 3, we continue. Okay, so it skips the iteration if m is 3. So it's useful for skipping certain values. Okay, guys, I hope this makes sense. That was the last code snippet for this lecture. I am so proud of you for finishing this lecture. Okay, so feel free to take a break, maybe stretch out a little bit, maybe go for a walk, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, and I will see you in the next lecture.